2026 is here. A lot is going to be happening, and many people want to be aware what is going to be happening in the real estate space.
Take it or leave it, Abuja is one of the most politically exposed cities in Nigeria.
Property projections that you see what people are not seeing in locations that people are not going to yet, and then you get there before they come there. The psychology of the Nigerian man has been molded to a way to believe too many things. I wonder why somebody will tell you they want to build Dubai in Nigeria. Even Nigeria itself have not built Dubai. How can a real estate company now build Dubai?
Someone works in Guarimpa, for instance. He wanted to buy a property in Karsana, and he's saying Karsana is far.
It's far.
When you ask him far from where, you say far from the city center. But the question is, how often do you go to the city center, and where do you go to the city center?
Some people want real estate, but you want real estate in a location where your budget does
Calm down. Every property, especially in a place like Abuja, is a good investment. Every location.
Investing in property, low prices does not really entail good deals.
Hello and welcome to Owning Abuja podcast with Cashtech Limited. Today in the studio, I am excited to receive the presence of engineer Samuel Ikom. You are welcome on the show, sir.
Thank you for having me, Mr. Cash.
And also in the studio, I have with me the MDC of Zig's Home, engineer Dr. Ezekiel Ryan. You are welcome on the show, sir.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, so I'm excited you are all here. Today we are going to be discussing an interesting topic in the studio, and we're going to be talking about the Abuja real estate boom in 2026. 2026 is here. A lot is going to be happening, and many people want to be aware what is going to be happening in the real estate space. And that is why we have taken all this time to give you insight and educate you on what is going to be happening, so that you can position yourself very well and take advantage of the opportunities that will be coming in the market. I'm excited you are all here. You are welcome, guys.
Thank you.
All right, so can you give us a brief introduction of yourself so that people can get to know you more, sir?
Okay, thank you. My name is Engineer Ikom Samuel. We have a CEO who is a doctor in the house, so I want to say I'm the founder of Bevix Realty Limited. Bevix Realty Limited is a real estate firm. We are present here in Abuja and Sabah Delta State. So basically, we develop properties, we sell properties, we do listings, and anything real estate that we can get our hands on.
Interesting. We're excited to have you in the room today, sir. And Dr. Ezekiel.
Oh, thank you so much. So my name is Dr. Ezekiel Ryan Ochoche. I'm, by the special grace of God, the MD CEO, Zix Group, and we are a tech, real estate, and engineering firm.
Wow.
So we do have offices in Abuja, Lagos, and the UK.
Interesting.
Thank you.
Interesting. All right, so today we are going to be discussing an interesting topic about the Abuja real estate boom in 2026. A lot of people are asking questions. They want to know, is there going to be a boom in the industry in Abuja? What should they be expecting? Because the year has started and they need to position themselves. So I will start with you, Engineer Samuel. What is the market outlook for in Abuja, and what should we be looking at in 2026?
Okay. I think we should first of all lay a background to what the year 2025 was like for real estate in Abuja particularly.
Interesting.
Then we can now transition into what we're expecting in the year 2026. So 2025 for Abuja real estate was a very good year, so to say. It shows some level of resilience and growth occasioned by population, increase in population, and if occasioned by demand as a result of increase in population. However, it was faced by challenges like increased or high borrowing rates, high cost of construction materials, and high inflation. So these variables in turn pushed people more into renters. Then at the same time, it encouraged, we saw a very robust space in diaspora investment. And then again, it encouraged development in secondary cities like Enugu, Ibadan, and any other secondary cities you can think of.
Okay.
So generally, we will say it was a good year, but as a politically exposed city like Abuja, these variables there and then had some issues on it. So going into 2026 for Nigeria is a pre-election year. 2027 we'll be having our general elections,
That's
and
true. That's true.
basically what we'll be expecting in Abuja real estate for 2026 would be a boom, yes, but it should be a relative boom in my opinion, because it's going to boom on one side. It's going to be more of a buyer's market.
Interesting.
I say so because a lot of people will want to liquidate in this year and go into elections or whatnot. Take it or leave it, Abuja is one of the most politically exposed cities in Nigeria. So a lot of property investment that are done here in Abuja are politically motivated. So coming into 2026, there will be a lot of listings for people who want to buy, and it will by far the best time to invest in property, because there will be distress sales, there will be lots of listings, because a lot of people who buy here, like I said, are politically exposed or inclined, so to say. So they will want to liquidate and go into elections. So for investors, yes, it's a boom for investors, it's a boom for buyers, 2026.
So practically is going to be the buyer's market in 2026.
Exactly.
Wow.
Exactly.
Interesting. It's good to have that insight, and I'm sure you have all gotten that point. It's going to be the buyer's market in 2026, and it's good you position yourself for that if you are an investor looking to come into the industry in Abuja in 2026. Mr. Ryan, I would like you to educate us on what will be the drivers. What do you think will be the drivers for this real estate boom in 2026?
Is it the thing with Abuja real estate? It's that it's compounding, so it's not just hype anymore, especially with the increased rates at which we are physically seeing infrastructural growth in all aspects, and not just infrastructure, also human growth as well. So the population is actually gradually becoming more and more and more. So 2026 is going to be a great year thus far. So like my brother likely said, it's going to be more of a seller's than a buyer's year, right? Sellers, more of a buyer than the seller's year.
Okay.
But it's in two folds, because on one hand we have a lot of should I say people migrating into Abuja.
That's very true.
Even though it's an election year,
that's very true.
A lot of people are migrating into Abuja, and two, for many reasons, but one of the many obvious reasons why people are, aside the politically motivated reasons, it's also the security reasons. So, and those people migrating into Abuja would need a place to stay. They would need investments.
That's very true. So I'm also thinking, he made a point that most of the people in Abuja that will be selling properties are politically inclined. All right. That means politicians in Abuja should also be expecting a lot of guests.
Yes.
Right. Some politicians don't even stay in the country. A time like this, they want to come back into the country to get set. So that they can get acquainted with the people and all of that, receive more guests, and so there should be a lot of improvement, right? Both for people that are buying and people that are doing rentals, people that are doing shortlets. There should be market for everybody. Interesting. So Engineer Samuel, I would like to hear from you. What are the types of properties that you think will perform best in 2026, so that we prepare our investors to position very well?
The performance of property in the property market generally is guided by certain factors. Number one, regardless of the property you're buying, you have to be location conscious.
Very true.
You have to be conscious of the title document, the genuinity of the property, the ownership, and all whatnot. For a place like Abuja, in the last 2 years, we have experienced a very high pace of infrastructure development.
Very true.
So for properties that are in good locations, will perform well regardless of the type of properties, but it's also limited because if you check our demography with respect to population particularly, we realize that we have about 70%, if not 80%, youthful population. So if you're looking to invest in a property like Abuja, for instance, you should be targeting the youthful population. And that is why in most cases, high ticket properties struggle to do well. Let's say you have a 6-bedroom fully detached duplex somewhere in Guzapi sitting on 900 square meters of land. You're calling billions of nairas. Be rest assured you will make the money, yes, but it's going to take some time.
Very true.
So the performance of that property cannot be compared to a 3-bedroom block of flats, a 4-bedroom terrace somewhere that you can easily sweep off in and out of the market anytime, switch, and the liquidity keeps coming in and like that. So we're looking to properties that would be in good locations, properties that will serve the demanding population, the youthful population. So let's say middle ticket and low ticket properties will do very well in this year.
Interesting. I totally agree with you. Thank God we are all in the industry and we know what is happening, right? On daily basis, we are in the market and we see these realities happening. So for you coming into real estate in 2026, or you want to have a plan for 2026 to invest, the low ticket and the middle level properties are the best for you to target, right? And also off-plan projects are good for you if you are coming into the market, because these are going to be the very good point for you to enter, because the prices are not going to be high, right?
Yeah.
So it's a very good entry point for people that want to come in. In 2026, you target those low ticket or middle level and then come in, and you make a very good opportunity.
Yeah, at the same time, in investing in property, low prices does not really entail good deals.
Okay.
Yeah, price could be low, but there are many other factors to it. The prices are low, but where is it located? What's the presence of infrastructure? What is the economic viability of that location?
And the demand, yeah.
If you make a projection, first of all, who is your target market when you buy it? So a low price does not really entail a good deal. So when we have to put these factors side by side and make a choice, and that's why we have professionals like Mr. Cash to guide you.
Yeah. So, Mr. Ryan, what do you have to say about that?
The thing is, just because a property is low doesn't necessarily mean it's not good for investment. See, the real estate business is willing buyer, willing seller.
Yes.
So just as we had discussed earlier, where we said most of us can crash the prices of our properties down because we just want to quickly sell out, and it's not because it's not in a good location, it's because the projection growth for that location hasn't gotten to that place yet, which is the infrastructural projection growth for that location hasn't gotten to that place yet. So for example, many places like Kuje 2-3 years ago, if you were sold property there, would you say it wasn't a good investment location because there was no road infrastructure there? But 2 years down the line, we're seeing so many infrastructural development ongoing there, including the proposed universities and so on and so forth. So property projections are that you see what people are not seeing in locations that people are not going to yet, and then you get there before they come there. So every property, especially in a place like Abuja, is a good investment. Every location you see property, especially in a place like Abuja, is a good investment. So places like Karachi, for example, nobody would believe that Karachi would get good infrastructural development, and they're getting good infrastructural development now.
That's true.
And so, it's just when we take away the greed aspects of the human factor, I'm sure that we all know what would happen to major places and cities in this town. So,
what he said resonated with me on two angles, right? You mentioned Kuje. I remembered having a property, 1 hectare property in Kuje 3 years ago. I was not expecting the infrastructure to come that fast. I had to sell it. Guess how much I sold it? 2 million.
that same 1 hectare,
crazy.
that same 1 hectare today will be selling for like 30 million naira
or more.
Yes, or more. So imagine
And a very
it's because you didn't have the
flat
you didn't see the foresight or
Do
the
you
see,
understand? Because people were asking me, what do you want to go and do in Kuje? What do you want to go and do in Kuje? Until when the minister came and started doing some infrastructure there, and we're like, whoa, is this what is happening? When I went back to buy the same place, I can't afford to get at the price I bought before. Do you understand?
That's another problem with property investments. If you have the foresight, just like Doug said, if you have the foresight, you can see opportunities where people see challenges.
Yeah.
You can forecast a future, a very bright future of a property investment where people don't see at all. Now, the worst thing that will happen to anybody is to look for validation from people when you want to invest in properties.
Very true.
Looking for validations. Should I buy here? Can I buy this one? Will this work? Will that work?
Yes.
It means you don't have the foresight. Just get a professional to guide you, because you are going to do what they think is right, and it's not always right.
The problem is this: even most professionals, they miss it sometimes because of their own sentimental attachments to locations.
Very true.
Yes.
So when you engage, it's just like saying, if you want to buy a car, don't ask people how much. Just go and buy your car
Quietly and move away.
Because you start hearing different prices, and you'll be like, and I bought for this and I bought for that. So the same thing goes with property, even more. So it's very difficult where sometimes I always tell people, if you don't see value in a place, be the value in that place. So when you go to a location, or you see a location, and you want to become a value in that location, why not
Create the value.
create that value?
Very true.
Do something that nobody has done there before. That way value would come into that location, and then people would start to come there one way or the other. Can we mention names? Because I don't want to mention. Can we go ahead and mention names? So let me give an example, case in point. Cosgrove. When Cosgrove went to a particular location in Abuja, and what they did was, there was no infrastructure there. They made and created that infrastructure, meanwhile thereby bringing value into that location. So they did road infrastructure, drainage infrastructure, and then they developed that property to be one of the best
In that location.
and
Very
then
true.
thereby increasing the cost price of properties in that location by simply one company, by simply the move of and the foresight of one firm. So sometimes we don't always have to wait for government to come create that value for us before we
Very true.
start to sell properties on the AI and all that. So sometimes one of the things we use in selling properties are infrastructures. If a particular location have infrastructure, all the necessary infrastructure the government provides, the property will not be selling less than the market value. So
he made a very vital point. He said most times when people want to buy, they want to ask questions from so many people, relatives, friends. Do you understand? At the end of the day, it ends up
messing up
the whole thing for them. Do you understand? Because some deals, you just have to take it as they are coming.
Yes.
it's actually good to do due diligence.
Some people that the way they operate is, once they get to a property and they are okay with it, they don't want that property to last in the market for the next 24 hours, because you don't know what will happen.
Yes.
The owner can change his mind that he doesn't want to sell. E.g., I have a property that the owner wanted to discount to sell because he wants to take a project with the government, and he needed to have some money, like 120 something million, at hand. The property value is over 300 million, but he wanted to discount and sell for 250 million. The buyer got the offer, but he started delaying. Right. At the end of the day, the time he has to fund that project has passed. Do you understand? He's no longer selling at that price. Who has lost? The buyer has lost.
Yes.
So some deals you don't need to be asking too much questions. Once you see that every T is crossed and every I is dot, you should move ahead immediately and close the deal. Do you understand?
That same goes to what we're trying to say concerning foresight.
Yeah.
Savvy investors know when opportunities are right for them to really like cash out of it.
Exactly.
And there are a lot of people doing that. In fact, a lot of savvy investors I've met, the way they triple what they call it,
The return on
they do 10x their money is by keying into properties that a lot of people just see for
granted.
Take for granted and all that stuff. And you'll be surprised how these people make their money. They make mad money from distressed sales.
Very, very, very true. As we are talking, I just remembered a deal I did just a year ago. We bought the property for 150 million, and in 1 year, the price is double. Right, 150 million to 300 million, double the price, because he was smart. It didn't take him 3 days. We got there, we purchased the property. So that's the smart way to get properties for people who are inclined, or you are working with a professional. Don't delay too much, you understand, so that deals don't slip off your hands. But also be careful. He made mention of something. The low ticket deals, most times they are not always the best, because many people's hands are being burnt as well. Do you understand? Yeah. So in as much as it's good to take fast action, quick decisions, it's good to do it with knowledge, so that your hands will not be burnt. Right? It's not good to buy emotionally. Do you have something to say more about that, so that you are to avoid your hands being burnt when you are rushing to get the best of deals?
Yes. The Abuja real estate market has been somehow saturated in a number of ways. Yeah. Even people's or professionals or co-actors' integrity has been saturated. We have a lot of people jumping into the space because they say real estate get money. So these kind of people are not coming to transfer any value.
None
They are there to cash out and move. So when you want to buy, you have to be very careful, but at the same time you cannot be too careful. There are just areas you should look into, and when, like I said, if the I's are dotted and the T's are crossed, there are basic areas to see. Who is this person? What is it doing? What has it been doing?
Very true.
Whatnot.
Track record.
Where is this place? Who owns it? What's the history of the property? And if all of these things are in good place, you find what's the antecedents of this person. Like, there's a particular area of real estate that I predict, say, it will soon cast. I hope you don't mind I'm using pidgin English.
That's fine.
This aspect of real estate is only practiced in Nigeria, in quotes, the site and services. Now, it's the easiest space to get your fingers burnt if you're not mindful of who you're working with.
Okay, that's the site and services.
Site and services.
Okay.
It's the easiest place to get your fingers burnt if you're not mindful the brand you're working with.
Very true.
There's a very high demand for property in Abuja because Abuja property has very high value. So most cases, those of us who are into site and services aspect of real estate, because we do that. We go for large size of properties, large vast size of land in hectares, and that's where the contention is. That's where contenders are. That's where the land grabbers and every other person wants to exist. And so if there's no track record, if there's no clear-cut evidence of what this person or this brand has been doing or is doing, and if you cannot see proper documentation that will show genuinity and ownership to such properties, run. Maybe not for your life, but for your money.
You are talking about a place that was cast. Can you give us an insight?
Yeah, I'm saying that particular aspect of real estate will soon cast.
Oh,
That's
okay.
site and services.
Yes, because a lot of people are coming to the realization of the obvious fact that most of these days, more often than not, are not what we see. There's more to it than meets the eyes.
Exactly.
Behind the scene, if they open behind the scene for you on most of these deals, you will not want to have anything to do with them. And that is not to say that there are no very genuine properties in that aspect of real estate. That also does not in any way dispute the fact that there are brands doing genuine business in that aspect of real estate. But we are saying that it's over the time is somehow being polluted by people who their integrity is in check. So going into that space, we have to be very careful. And one of the red flag is getting so many promises. Then they do road come here. It's going to be a 12 carriageway road, blah blah, lot of that. We are going to build America here. We are building the whole of UK here. I don't want to be too forward, but you get very juicy promises. Then you start asking yourself, how achievable is this?
Very, very true.
Yeah.
Very, very true. So, can we say what is actually behind a lot of people going into this kind of investment? Is it because of, is it the quickest way to make money? Why are more people going into it to
Like my brother, like he said, a lot of people just come into this particular side of real estate because they want to quickly cash out. They have little to nothing to offer when it comes to value creation in the space and all that. Like for us, we are, like I said, a construction engineering and real estate development firm. So what we do, we also engage in site and services. So before we particularly go into a location, we have to first of all study that location to know what's going on there. So like you rightly said again, promises. People offer so much promises and yet they deliver nothing. It is because the psychology of the Nigerian man has been molded to a way to believe too many things. It's also in politics. It's in everything.
Everywhere.
It's everywhere. So in real estate, it's not surprising.
Very true.
Because I wonder why somebody will tell you they want to build Dubai in Nigeria, and because even Nigeria itself have not built Dubai, how can a real estate company now build Dubai?
In 2 years.
Exactly. So it's quite funny when people start to make so much humongous promises and yet they don't deliver. We tend to use the word luxury too much for things that are basically bare and
very true. Very true.
It's been abused in real estate, Abuja real estate particularly.
We like to hear those words, luxury. In fact, people would say luxury cup, luxury this, luxury that. Everything is luxury. This luxury land. One of the things I'm beginning to hear now is they're selling land. I say this luxury 500 square meter land in social place.
I don't know if you've heard of affordable luxury.
Affordable luxury.
Affordable and luxury can never be in the same sentence.
You understand? It's
same sentence. So
they don't come in the same line.
They don't come in the same line. So I just hear people saying all these things, and it's quite funny because, like I said, the mindset of many Nigerians has been molded in such a way that they want to hear these things. So people tend to tell them, it's very enticing. So people tend to tell them what they want to hear. You don't want to be tutored. You don't want to be told how to go about these things. And the truth is, a lot of Nigerians, many, especially Nigerians in diaspora and even Nigerians at home here, they don't think for themselves. They really do not think for themselves how to go about so many things. And so that's where they tend to start getting bonds in so many areas and stuff like that.
I think the solution to that is for most of Nigerians, when you want to embark on anything real estate, because real estate is high ticket, right?
It's something
that involves a lot of money. Most of the people buying this is going to be the single largest transaction they will make ever in their
Ever,
lives,
yeah.
right? You can buy a car, somebody can dash you a car, do you understand? You can buy a car of less than 10 million,
Yeah.
but you want to buy a land in Abuja in a good location where you can build a house and be proud to own a house. It's going to cost you a lot of money, right? And that is going to be most of the people buying, that is going to be the single largest transaction you are going to make in your life. So it's something you need to be careful about, right? So you need to get professionals and also get real estate company, like he said, that are, have track record that are proven. Do you understand? So that you don't go into what will burn your hands at the end of the day.
Most Nigerians buy lands for security reasons, nothing more. They just buy the lands for security reasons because they've done it over and over and over again.
Okay.
And there's this cheat code that I know some people use. They have done it, they've seen the goodness of it, they will not tell you. In fact, they will discourage you from buying because they don't want to lose that. If there are too many people in something, of course there will always be bad eggs. There will always be that what do you call it, naysayers. There will always be that sayers and stuff like that. So somebody will always tell you, if you're making money from something, why don't you bring your family in it? Why are you selling that cause to others and all that stuff? So most people, when they buy a particular location, they discourage people from buying that location by peddling rumors. And we all know how rumors fly faster than what, like it spread faster than wildfire in a particular location, because they don't want that location to crash. So it's something we have seen, it's something we have experienced as well. So there are many major ups and downs around it, but it's very important for people to carry out their due diligence when they are trying to invest, especially if you're a first-time investor. Always important for you to carry out your due diligence.
All right, at this point in time, let's take a quick break and we'll be back shortly. All right, you are all welcome back to the show again. I'm excited you are still here. All right, so we want to talk about the young Nigerian population. We like you said, we have the largest youth population in the world, right? And one thing I've discovered is that a lot of our young people are making a lot of money these days, even much more than the older people that are civil servants going to work. I remember having a conversation with a civil servant, and she was complaining just yesterday, that she has been working for the past 7 years and her salary is not more than 200,000. She was complaining that she wants to get another job, whereas a young person sitting in his room on his phone or laptop will be making thousands of dollars sitting in his room without going anywhere. These people need to be positioned, need to be educated to know how to invest in real estate and get the best of appreciations, right? So let's talk about our young population, how to position them for the market in 2026.
All right. Now, like you said, we have the youngest or the largest youthful population in the world, arguably. However, in terms of earnings, right, I think there's been a generational shift.
Very true. Very true.
Money no longer respects age in Africa. It was a thing before now. Before you make money, you should be in your 50s. Yeah. The youngest millionaires will be in their 50s, going into 60s and all of that. Yeah. Before you know, you cannot even go for vacations or whatnot. You're out of the space. But there's a generational switch in that aspect. People make money at very young age these days. One of the reasons is because we're running globally. Apart from China and a few other producing economies in the world, we're running a service economy. So the services you provide, the skills you have, you offer. Exactly. And then we are in a very tech-savvy space today. People sit here in the comfort of their rooms in Abuja and they're working in US, in Europe, and they're making a huge amount of money.
Very true, very true.
But the mentality or the message we will need to send to the young people is the fact that they need investment, they need value and what's called a store of value. And globally, you will agree with me that there is no store of value that is more valuable than real estate. There is no wealthy person in this world, regardless of the businesses they do, that they don't have a pitch in real estate.
Very true.
There's no two ways to it. It's either real estate or nothing. And in every economy, at every point, it's either the real estate sector is booming, or the money market is booming, or the capital market is booming. But it's very rare to see the real estate market relegated in any economy. It's rare. Something like close similar to that is happening in the US today, but it can never go to a lower ebb to a point that you lose investment like in the capital or in the money market.
Very true.
So young people need to understand the fact that investing in real estate entails investing into their future. Yes, we've seen situations where people buy properties for just 5-10 million and they're selling in hundreds of millions today. Value proposition, value appreciation. You cannot get this level of value proposition anywhere with a minimal risk factor, like in real estate. In capital market, in money market, yes, it might happen, but the risk factors are quite high.
And
Stocks crash, and what's it called? Bonds or whatnot, and then crypto or whatnot. You see how much the crypto guys lost in certain transactions. You weep for them. But imagine if that money, we're not saying there are no other channels to make money for young people, but the real estate is the better place to store value.
Very true.
With minimal risk.
Very true.
Especially if you do it the way you should do it. So for the very large and a huge youth population we have, I think we're not doing enough as young people investing in real estate. There's so much to be enhanced around here. There's so much of it. Nigerians, the diaspora and back home, you don't have a better place to put your resources to account for your future and the future of your unborn children better than real estate, especially considering the risk factors, the minimal risk factor around it.
Yeah, and I think apart from store of value, real estate also gives you a bit of control, right? Control over your investment, unlike the stock market, right? Where you don't have control. Do you understand? It gives you more control. Do you understand? So can you enlighten us more on that?
You see, I don't believe in crypto.
Okay.
I don't believe in something I don't see. From the very get-go, I've always been invested and vested in real estate. One of my slogans, and like so many other persons do, is the best investment on earth is earth itself. So I always tell people, buy where the future lives and not where the present sleeps. We have one of the largest youth-centered population in the whole of West Africa or Africa per se, and majority of these people don't know anything concerning asset ownership, like physical, tangible asset ownership. So what they know more of is, because we've been, our generation is so lucky that we ventured into this technological age so fast. We didn't have to struggle or go through what our parent had to go through. So technology has eaten so deep that it makes people money, but most of those people don't know what to do with it.
They invest more in
social assets, material assets, rather than physical landed assets and stuff like that. In fact, we had just met somebody who came for the very first time to my office yesterday to make an investment, and he makes averagely $12,000 monthly sitting in the comfort of his own.
Interesting.
And he doesn't own an asset. He owns what they call it, perishable assets, or what they call them, cars and stuff like that, but he doesn't own any physical landed property. And I was asking him, the house you stay in, do you own it or you rent it? He said he rents it, and you rent for that high, and you don't own. So it has to do, it means there's a lot we have to do as stakeholders in the space. We're young, we're very young, so it means we have a lot to do to also educate our brothers and sisters that are also young, that are doing well, doing numbers in their respective fields and all that. Like I said, me, I don't believe in FX. I don't believe in what they call it, bonds and stuff like that. I believe in real estate. That is the only thing I know. And truly, there are many ways to make there are many ways to make money. There are many ways to make money, but real estate is still top seat. It's still top seat. And the richest people in the world, like he rightly said, each and every one of them are tied to real estate. In fact, the biggest politicians in the world today, and even in Nigeria, and even in the capital city where we are, 99.99% of them are tied to real estate. So I don't understand why somebody would say real estate is not real. Real estate is really real. That's why it's called real estate, because it's real. So we have a long way to go in trying to educate, nurture and educate people. Concerning the civil servants, you had earlier spoken about them not having, it's because of the way they grew into the space. Gone are those days where a lot of people want to serve in civil service and all that. Of course, we've all seen evidences that civil service doesn't pay. That's why I like that guy that was selling car that was choking.
Okay.
I like the way he came into this.
It's not for civil servants.
Choke them. So I think we should start doing investment like that. If this investment is not for civil servants, so they would get it will pain them to they start investing and stuff like that. So we need to take this stuff to them, educate them, teach them, because they wouldn't be depending on their salary that are less than $500,000 and so on and so forth.
And they have families
to cater for and all that, and they have nothing to write home about. In fact, I had a story where somebody was crying. She's about to retire and she has nothing to write home about. No home built anywhere, no nothing. Government has not given her anything and all that stuff. So it's a call and it's a cry for help for stakeholders in the industry, to go reach out to these people, train them, teach them, like organize what they call it, town hall meetings, seminars and stuff like that, to teach them the act of investment and investing early. Invest early.
Very true. They're talking about the youth population, right? I think the challenge with most of our youth is that they don't actually know the opportunities in the market for them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because once people hear real estate, they always think high ticket, big money, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so they are thinking, and also another challenge is some people want real estate, but you want real estate in a location where your budget does not
afford. Yeah.
Do you understand? So that becomes a challenge. So it's like you are biting more than you can chew, and that will make you to delay the decision you are supposed to take. Like there is a place like Life Camp that is positioned to appreciate very fast. Very fast.
One of the fastest.
Very, very fast. But few years ago, many people were not looking towards Life Camp. Many people were not looking towards Life Camp, but it started rising like a year ago or 2 years ago, you could rent a 2-bedroom in Life Camp for 1.5, right? But right now, a 1-bedroom in one of the estates I have is around 3.5
for a 1-bedroom.
For a 1-bedroom,
wow!
Right. So the projections are very high for Life Camp, right, in the nearest future. We have a property in Life Camp that we are holding, and the projections are that we are selling that property for over $1 billion in few years to come. Why? Because the road is going to open up Life Camp, because it's a very good location to live. Do you understand? So people that are smart went there. A lot of people that are smart went there because Life Camp also has good documentation, right? So, but a lot of people were not looking towards that area, right? So that's the mistake most people make, including the young people. You want to have property in Maitama, Asokoro, and all of that, whereas there are emerging locations you can look at and make a very good investment, and just be patient. In 5 years' time, it will blow up.
you know, the I don't blame people that think owning properties in those locations. What's actually happening is a stereotype
Okay.
that is in the air in other locations.
Okay.
So most people, you would hear them, this place is too far, life camp is too far. What they call that place opposite life camp?
Gwarimpa.
Gwarimpa is no Gwarimpa. What they call it? Karsana.
Okay.
Dawaki,
Okay.
Kubwa, Lugbe. When you're let's mention like most places that are a bit. So most people, when you hear people talk, you hear that they are too far, but yet there are thousands of people living in those locations.
Very
so
true.
you wonder, who are these people living in these locations
Very
if
true.
these places are too far?
Very
And
true.
most of the times, these people that mention these places are too far actually grew up in many of these places.
What I ask people most times when they say a place is too far is, I ask you, far from where?
Very true.
You understand? It's too far from where? See, there are some variables, there are just some boxes you need to tick. And you don't just have to go with people's emotions. Someone who lives in Gwarimpa or works in Gwarimpa, for instance, you wanted to buy a property in Karsana, and he's saying Karsana is far.
It's far.
When you're asking far from where, you say far from the city center. But the question is, how often do you go to the city center, and what do you do in the city center? If everybody wants to live in a municipal area council, then if not for would I say poor town planning, there are not supposed to be so many residential related activities in
Within
the
the
municipal
city
area,
the central
area council. Yeah, people should go out to other places. The AMAC should be decentralized, if you ask me, so that there will be less activities here. If you ask me, if we had a viable public transport system,
Which we don't have.
let's say the train, the light trains, and maybe town buses. If we had viable public transport system, we could even reduce the number of personal car units in the central district and reduce the number of vehicles that go in and out. Create pay parking policies.
Under President Jonathan, we had at least,
If you come to the central business district,
this good transportation system. I don't know what happened immediately they left office. So which tells you one thing:
It's a Nigerian thing.
It's a Nigerian thing, and it's a government thing. Government policies actually play a huge role in so many things we're actually discussing here.
Exactly.
Because if there is good road networks, one, it has reduced the cost of properties in certain locations. If there is transportation is actually the best of it all, because if there is transportation and then social amenities in those locations, I don't understand why I will be coming to the city center. What am I coming to the city center for to do?
And that's why the amenities around the city center have been overpressured.
Exactly.
A lot of them
Very
have been
overpressured.
overstretched, so to say, overused and all of that. But it's because the government is not wise enough, or I would say does not have the foresight
Well, you don't have the
to
foresight.
decentralize these things. Imagine taking the Federal Minister of Works to Gogolada.
And which is exactly what it's supposed to be. Because
Anybody
I've had rumors several times. Yeah.
would prefer to live in Gogolada.
Very true.
What they have done is that you have opened up the economy of Gogolada.
Yeah.
The government will have to do just less, maybe bring in some infrastructure, basic infrastructure. I know Nigerians were hardcore niggas. We cope very well anywhere, anytime.
Anywhere.
Before you know, you will not know how Gwagwalada looks like again. If they tell you this place was like this 10 years ago, you say no, it can't be.
It can be. Yeah.
You understand? But when you want everybody to wake up every day, come into the city center and go out, that's why if you check the connecting routes to Abuja, from Nyanya access to the city, from Lugbe, the airport access to the city, from Kuba access into the city. During traffic peak hours, like in the morning when people are going to work, in the evening when people are closing from work, these places experience gridlock.
Huge gridlocks.
It's an understatement if you say traffic jam. There are gridlocks. That is what happens in these places. It's a pointer to the fact that the city is either poorly planned or certain considerations are not put in place. We should not have this number of people coming into the central business district every day and going out.
Very true.
It's too much.
I agree with you. I agree with you. And truthfully, we must commend the efforts of the current
Administration.
FCT administration and the FCT and
Very
the
true.
OO and the governor of the
The
state,
FCT.
the FCT,
The mayor of the
minister,
city.
Barrister Yesom Wike.
Very
He's
true.
actually doing amazingly good
Very
work. He's been opening roads here and there, trying to decongest the city center. But of course, it might be going slow, but it's for sure. There are actually evidence of jobs and works
Yeah,
ongoing
we're actually
and
feeling
stuff
the
like. So we're
impact.
actually feeling the impact.
We actually give kudos to him for that.
We want him to do more.
Yeah, surely
Listen,
more is expected of
yes,
him,
more is
but it's actually better than what we've been seeing in the past
Yeah.
days.
And
So
then
by
the
and large,
decentralization of
the city center, huh?
the ministries, government parastatals, and all that. If that can be done, I think a lot of pressures that have been put on property pricings here would actually really crash. Because most people would not want to go live in places like. In fact, when you mention some certain names of some certain places, a lot of people. I don't know. Why should I go live?
Why should I go
want
and
to
live
live?
there?
I want to live in Guzape. I want to live in Katampe. I want to live in Metama and stuff like that, and all. But you can't afford it.
The Abuja
You
master
can't. So you
plan.
stress yourself. Abuja has a very good master.
The master plan has about 50 to 60 districts.
Yes.
As we speak, not up to 15 of them are fully open with complete infrastructure. In fact, if you say complete infrastructure, you cannot mention 10. You cannot mention 10 districts in Abuja that has full infrastructure.
Very true.
Central sewage system, water supply, good road network, good electricity, and all whatnot.
And I
You
think
cannot mention
I think
10
that is-
districts.
that is largely due to the we have. I don't know. There's still power tussles between the FCDA, the AMAC, and the area councils, which is like the location area councils where we're mentioning right now. So I
Okay.
think we still have power tussles between those places and all that stuff. So because the FCDA is largely supposed to be in charge of infrastructural development within the FCT and all that stuff. So but I don't know.
Yeah. I
The
think-
mandate,
done.
the mandate to develop infrastructure is so prerogative of the FCT, the FCDA. So, and the 1986 Land Use Act also, they always tell you that the land belongs to the state government. So that's not even a dispute, but it's just human greed that makes
Is
us.
he angry?
Yeah, it's not supposed to be
yeah.
a dispute.
Even practically, area councils does not have the resources
They
to
don't.
build.
It's not their mandate in the first place.
Yes.
So
Build infrastructure for the people, right? Yeah. So I think, like you rightly said,
But the president has given them the autonomy and the authority to. So
no, it's still not. The FCT operates somehow like the state government, like the states. So in this case, the minister is the mayor, and that's the governor, and then the area council chairman. And the mandate of the area council anywhere is not to develop A-class infrastructure. Or what we have in the FCT is A-class infrastructure. The area councils, like in every other state, what the mandate demands of them is to open up feeder roads,
yeah, federal, yeah.
basically culverts and just basic infrastructure. A-class infrastructure like the city infrastructure, like the one we have in Abuja, is nowhere close to the area council mandate. It's far from theirs.
very true, very true. So like, I totally agree with you, because if you check some districts like the Katampe extension and Guzape, one of the drivers of the appreciation in those locations is because the government was on ground before people even started coming, and they did infrastructure. Do you understand? I was having a thought some days ago. Some people say it's because of these people are in this place, that is why the place went up. I was like arguing it in my mind that it's because the infrastructure was done.
Was done already done.
Because once that is done, people will come to that place. Do you understand? Like today, a lot of people are going to be going towards the axis of Itu and Kiamin.
Because
in the
infrastructure is
nearest future,
getting
because government is taking infrastructure there. A lot of people are going to be going to Karsana axis in the nearest future, because government is taking infrastructure there, right?
Dakibiu is taking a good
that
shape.
is taking a very good.
Very
That
good
give you and
shape.
we is like
You
linked
understand? Like,
with each other.
I have practical experience. I sold a property like 2 years ago. I sold a plot for a client, for 12.5 million. In fact, he has not even finished. He has deposited like 3 million. He has not even finished paying. 2 months after, he brought somebody, he referred somebody to come and buy. The person bought at 16 million. In fact, it was 18 million we were to sell for him, but because he wanted to buy 8 at once, we discounted for him and sold at 16 million for him. Right? You can see, because there is development coming to that side. So I think all these opportunities just for people for you to work with people that have knowledge about the industry and know what is practical and what is obtainable in the industry for you to be able to maximize these opportunities and work with, right?
Again, like I said, everything is still boils down to government, the policies, the infrastructure,
Okay.
and so on and so forth. So if you're mentioning places, so a lot of people missed we, a lot of people missed Jai, a lot of people missed Guzape. In fact, Guzape was the one that pained me the most because it was in our eyes that Guzape just became
blew up.
what.
Yeah.
And this was during the COVID-19 era. In fact, there was a time they had told us to bring 12 million naira for a land just before COSA. That land was sold at over close to $1 billion plus in 2023, close to $1 billion from 12 point something million for a 700 and something square
That's
meter land.
exponential.
That's exponential growth, and infrastructure played a huge role there.
Government presence.
Yeah, government presence and so on and so on. So we cannot continually be reliant. My point is, we cannot continually be reliant on government's presence in a particular location before we create that value in that location. But we still have to be
One other mistake a lot of people make while trying to invest in Abuja real estate is that they fail to make the right projections. Just like what always said.
Yeah.
Now, there are certain districts there that infrastructure was open during, but for some funny reasons, it was not connected to the existing road infrastructure. Let's talk about Guzape, for instance. Infrastructure was developed in Guzape, but at some point there was just one way in, one way out of Guzape.
Very true.
A lot of people didn't project the future to say that
same with Katampe.
There will be same with Katampe, same with Karimo. Karimo has a central sewage system.
Wow.
Everybody did that during his time.
Yes.
But there is no proper connection to the existing road infrastructure. You go in through that Idu junction, you come out through there. A lot of people say, what's happening? This place is a locked area. But see what is happening today. The road from Uye to Dakibil through Sitec is entering into Karimo. It's an expressway.
Yes, and straight.
The one through the Kado Fish Market is opening all the way to Dede.
Very true.
So people who had the foresight to invest in these areas as at that time when there was no proper connection to existing road network, they will experience the boom.
Even now, I can tell you practically that there are still a lot of opportunities coming from those areas.
Lot of them.
Many people, their eyes are not open to that.
Look at what happened in Katampe Main just last year. This Katampe Main.
Yes.
Yeah.
Before they opened the road from Metama straight into that location, properties in those areas before were selling for peanuts. A lot of people were like, no, the road will not come. But immediately they opened the road, it rose by 300%.
5 years ago, Uye was like Dakibu.
Yes.
A lot of people were saying like, Uye. Even as at 2-3 years ago, when infrastructure was fully developed in Uye, there was no connection into Uye. You either come from Jabi Garage, or you come from Otako Market, Goton, all over. Count down to last year or so, in Wiki opened the connection from Zone 6 to Uye. Even value,
even the road
property value.
Road.
Everything has skyrocketed, and now there's a road down into Uye that is connecting Airport Road.
Yes,
it's ongoing. So you can imagine if you had the foresight to invest in Uye that time without minding the fact that it hadn't any proper connection to the existing road infrastructure. So that's the projection. That's where projection comes in. That's when the professionalism in who sees value in what you don't see in real estate comes in.
So I think we have talked about missed opportunities a lot. Let's bring it to a close and give our listeners what are the locations that they should be looking at. Imagine locations that they should be looking at to grab in this 2026. You have heard a lot about Guzape. You missed the opportunity. You can't afford it now. You have heard about Katampe extension is very high. You can't afford it now. Where are other locations that are very emerging locations that they should be looking at, that you can get something affordable, that you don't have to break the bank? Where are some of these locations in Abuja that have very good prospects?
Let me start that with setting an instance. We started a project sometime in September last year in Lokogoma. It's 12 hectares of land. At the time we opened, we were selling a 250 square meter for 17 million naira.
Wow.
But there was this guy who came in. He would be our first subscriber on that project. So for some reasons that I can't explain, for some emotional reasons, so to say, we gave him that land for 10 million naira. As at yesterday, for a 250 square meter plot, he walked in and he wanted to sell, and I asked, "Okay, how much you want to sell?" He said 30 million last. The current rate we are selling.
How long has it been?
That's September last year.
Interesting.
It's not even up to a year.
Oh, so we are currently selling 27.7 million on the project, and he said this was like from December last year.
Yeah.
And he said 30 million naira last, and it's very, very doable because the level of development in that space now, people are roofing their houses. So, but if you look at it from another angle, like Abuja people buy for sometimes just to massage their ego.
Okay.
I have a property in Guzape. I have a property in Mitama. So
There's a lot of
Katampe.
people.
Yeah, they want to fill in the space when conversations are being had, and they're not looking into the value proposition. But for investors, especially first time or young investors, and for people who do not necessarily have the big capital to invest in real estate, look at emerging locations.
Very true.
Kiami, Karasana, Life Camp, Apoasa, Apotafe. There are a whole lot of them. Now, by and large, there is no bad property investment in Abuja, except you don't take the right steps towards investing in property. The best location in Abuja for property investment is that location that gives you good value for your investments.
Very true.
It's not by the name of the districts.
Very true.
It's the location that gives you value for your investments.
Very true.
And there are factors like we've been discussing, government present and or whatnot. The name may not be the everyday name that everybody wants to reckon with. But value-wise, there are places that can give you good value and good return on investment that are not in the books of the big boys.
Very true.
So it's beyond how sweet the name sounds or how familiar the name is. It's about what you consider professionally before putting in your resources to invest. Anywhere you buy property in Abuja, you're not doing a wrong investment, provided you take the necessary precautions.
Very true. There's this quote I have that every property has a buyer. Every property has a buyer. Like we that sell, that is what drives us, right? Every property has a buyer. If you have not found one today, keep looking for. You will definitely find, right? So, and most times when you get the right buyer, you'll be shocked. The price that you are begging people for, the person is willing to pay times 2, times 3 of that price because that is the right buyer, right? So, but bringing it to a close, Dr. Ryan, I would like you to give us insight about our investors from the diaspora. How should they position? What should they know about the Abuja real estate market?
Like I said earlier, Abuja real estate market is compounding, and it's not just a hype anymore. In fact, Abuja is one of the best places to invest in Nigeria because the documentation processes here are like plain and simple. It's
Very
not
true. Very
it's
true.
not difficult. So
Very
for our Nigerians in diaspora, we just have to keep encouraging them to stop overthinking investments and start investing.
Very true.
So the returns are basically there. They will definitely get their returns on investment. Like I also said earlier, a lot of people buy properties for security reasons. They just want to tie their money down, which brings us to locations, to buying locations, buying Metama and stuff like that. Because a lot of people buy properties because they want to use it to get loans. In fact, somebody had asked me, can they use our Karsana property to get loan? You're buying for 80 million and you're saying you want to go and use it to look for a loan of 1 billion.
Another thing is that mass housing properties in Abuja are not bankable.
Okay.
Yeah, the reason is you have 12 hectares of land, for instance. You partition it into plots of different sizes from 250 to 750 square meters.
Very true.
You sold to people. The only document they have is the allocation letter that the developer gives them.
Yes.
And there's a global CFO or RFO
I don't think we have anything like global CFO in Abuja.
No, there is. Like if you have a 20 hectares of land and it comes with a CFO for that land, that's a global CFO.
Okay.
You understand? It could be for mass housing allocation, sometimes a letter of intent.
It's letter of intent.
Yeah, for mass housing allocations. So, and that letter of intent is one document in Abuja. It's only peculiar to Abuja property system.
Very true.
It doesn't exist any other place.
Very
Every created that for mass housing. So now the thing is, individual house owners in these estates are the only document they have is the letter of allocation given by the developer, and it's not bankable. You cannot take that to the bank to get a loan, and you cannot take the the global CFO for the 20 hectares of land that is housing the entire estate to go to the bank to get loan.
Estates will not
who will give you? You understand? So most Abuja properties are not bankable, and it's one of the things this administration is working on. They set a committee that was going to give everybody CFOs for their individual housing units.
I don't think they've actually done that.
They have not done it. There was a committee to that effect, but till today,
set things up, but implementing
administrative bottleneck is going to start dragging.
Those are loopholes. They make money from those things, so it's always stretch.
I think there was a stakeholders hearing, but there were questions as to how much they are charging is high. So at some point there were some back and forth, and that's why
that is one of the more reasons. That's one of the more reasons why developers like us carry out those processes for them. But the problem is the greed that is in it, and then it takes longer time, to actually actualize that stuff, and then giving them their full hands-on documents and all that stuff. So it's a giggle. It's like a garbage in, garbage out situation where they are good, they are also bad, but the bad projects more than the good. So for mass housing projects, it's a good investment, and at the same time it's not also a good investment for most people. Like you said, do what works for you.
But I think for the government is actually a very, very good adventure for them, because the tax season that we have entered now is a very good way to generate revenue, right? Because if you are issuing individual CFO, you will generate more money, right? Yeah, so I think it's very good for the government, and that also empowers individual homeowners to be, to be able to go to the banks, to be able to do more business, right? I have a house of 500 million. I can boldly approach a bank to take a loan of 250 million to do a business, right? So it empowers your population to be able to be more economically sound, right? So it's good for the government, and I think the government should seriously look into that to empower the Nigerian population.
Before we go, I want us to make some emphasis on the Abuja real estate market for 2026.
Are we talking about tax?
Which is actually the crux of the matter, or the crux of the discussion here today.
Yes, sir.
So coming into 2026 for property, a pre-election year, there are a lot of potentials. Like we said, it's a buyer's market. It's an investor's market. For people in the diaspora, it's the biggest opportunity they want to hit on 2026, because a lot of people, Abuja, like we said earlier, is a politically exposed city. And the political class here has more leverage in property investment. And going into election, a lot of people are going to be liquidating for the purpose of elections.
Very true.
So for people who are intending to invest, is the best time. You can get the best deals now. You can get the best listing. There will be so many from now till a few months to election, and a few months after election, there will be so many listings to take advantage of. If you see any of these ones, don't let it slide. Yes, we have high performing MDAs, of course, but the ratio of people in the civil service that own properties or play in the property sector cannot be compared to the ratio of the politically exposed people, because every election year brings in new ministers, new House of Assembly, new National Assembly members in the red and green chambers. Now, new head of parastatals, agencies, and departments, and it's not limited to the FCT. New political office holders at the state level are looking to investing in Abuja too. State assembly members, permanent secretaries, and commissioners, and all whatnot, governors alike, are looking to investing into Abuja. So the Abuja real estate market is an ever-growing market. It's a continuous market that is going to be viable at least in the next 3-4 decades. We're still going to be having it. So 2026 for investors, Abuja property is the best deal, or be your best deal or best bet to invest.
All right, thank you for staying tuned with us. It has been an interesting conversation. Like you rightly heard, 2026 is here. A lot is going to be happening. There is a high projection for the real estate market in Abuja in 2026. Some estimations have it between 10 to 15% appreciation in 2026, and that is very, very interesting. You need to position for that. So all we are trying to do here is to position you and to educate you to know what to do, how you can maximize the opportunities that come with the industry. It has been an interesting conversation with Engineer Samuel here on the show, and also Dr. Ryan. I'm so excited. I am your host, Mr. Cash. You are welcome. Till we see again, keep watching.